Hello my friends, hello my enemies. I got some bad news for you guys. Apparently I still am manipulated to a very great extent, because today, or earlier today on YouTube, I found this dude, shout out to Rufus Mucus. Even if we don't see eye to eye on issues, we can still agree that at least we're both living on this planet, right? You know, even if we hate on each other or don't agree with each other, we can agree on one thing, right? We're both humans, so at least we got one thing in common. No matter how much they try to tear us apart. But that's kind of what I want to talk about right now, is how today in America, I think that true, honest debate and conversation is pretty much dead. And what I mean by that is that, you know, whenever we engage into conversation or debate with people that are sharing the same views as us, or people who don't share the same views, it seems that whenever we talk to people that don't agree with us, it's all about proving how they are bad and proving what they think is wrong, when it's just my personal belief that what we need to talk about is why we believe those things are right, instead of attacking the other person, which I've been guilty of my whole life. I mean, I've been guilty of it for sure. You attack someone when you don't even know them. I mean, think of all the YouTube people that are just talking smack to each other right now, and they don't even know each other. You know, they don't know the very first thing about the fellow human beings that they're talking down to, calling all sorts of names. So right now I'd like to apologize to Rufus Mucus. Apologize, man. I hope we can learn more about each other and have some true, honest conversation, instead of the ignorant, biased, polarized hatred that is going on all over America. I'm trying to free myself from that a little bit, because that's not going to make me a more wise person or a more knowledgeable person. It's just going to serve to make me into more of a hater and more of an ignorant person that looks down on people, and that's exactly what I'm not trying to do. So yeah, Rufus doesn't like Ron Paul. I guess he is making some videos about how he doesn't agree with Ron Paul's policies, which, you know, is cool. I don't agree with it, but, you know, if he has some real knowledge and some real issues that he can talk about, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'd be interested in what he has to say or the points he has to make. So even if I come off as a hater or come off as ignorant, I hope that we can kind of leave the petty feelings aside and get to know each other a little bit more. And you know, we gotta stop trying to prove that I'm better than somebody else, that you're wrong, I'm right. It's more about explaining why we have those views as human beings. You know, where those views came from, why we think those views are correct. That's the kind of conversation we have to have, not I mean, just look at any YouTube video, go anything political, you can just look at the comments and I guarantee you'll find people hating on each other right away. I mean, back and forth, throwing all sorts of insults at each other, when that's what they want us to do. They don't want us to grow in love for each other. They want us to polarize. They want us to separate out, and in that way they really control us, because we're not keeping an open mind. We're shutting our mind off and thinking that we're absolutely right, when I think everyone can agree that we're all flawed, every single one of us. We all have our flaws, and we all have our biases, whether we realize them or not. I know I certainly do. I'm you know, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely biased. I'm definitely ignorant on a lot of topics. So before anyone calls me out and says this or that about me, I would very much ask you to educate me first before you call me out on anything. Before you say, oh, this is wrong, you're stupid, educate me about it. You know, expand my knowledge and prove to me that you're knowledgeable, you know. Prove to me that you're not just hating like I many times have been guilty of. So apologies to Rufus. I mean, you've been through a lot. I bet I don't know how old he is, but he's a pretty, he's a weathered guy, so he's been through some life experiences, and I think we need to honor that instead of talking down to people. So that's kind of what I wanted to cover, was that when you talk to someone, you know, if whatever political party you decide to support, when you talk to someone from the opposing party, try to free yourself from the hatred that you feel, because I know the feeling. I'm sure we all do. You know, before you even enter into the conversation, I mean, your mind's already made up that this person is wrong, and that's really a bad way to enter into conversation with one of your fellow human beings. So instead of trying to prove something, instead of trying to prove that you're right, just try to explain yourself. Try to explain the thoughts and the opinions you have on policy or on, you know, certain philosophies. Try to, you know, expand your fellow human beings' knowledge instead of counterproductive insults, which I have been guilty of throughout my life many, many times. And I'd like to apologize to all the random people that I've offended, because that's really counterproductive to what we're trying to do here and what we have to do to get our life back. Oh, plane. I'll see if I can get it for you guys. I've never really seen a plane flying that low around here before. It's pretty cool being out here in nature with you guys. I know you can't really see anything, but I got birds chirping and, you know, some fresh air for once. You know, this fresh air is a lot better than any AC you can give me. So that's kind of the first thing I wanted to get off my chest was I'm certainly going to try whenever I approach someone or someone approaches me and we want to talk about politics. It's a very emotional issue, even if you don't realize it. You know, these politicians or these people we support, I don't think we realize how much we support these people, and we don't even really know them. We don't really know their true feelings and thoughts. We just kind of see what we're shown on the TV and what we're told on the internet, which can be manipulated and controlled quite easily. And I'm not saying that everything is wrong that we're told, but you know, you have to keep an objective point of view. And in my personal experience, it's quite painful to even enter into discussion with my siblings in regards to politics, because they already have their mind up. I already have my mind up, and anytime we talk about it, it just tends to cause more negative feelings of, you know, not understanding each other. That's what's really going on, is we're not actively trying to understand each other more, and that's just leading to more ignorance and more more just negative feelings. That it's pretty sad that we can get that worked up over issues that I think most of us are pretty ignorant about, whether we want to admit it or not. I mean, it's hard to find true objective information anywhere, because everything kind of has its own spin. That's what I want you guys to be careful of, is just watch out of spin of any sort, whether it's from left or right, which is basically just made up, and I'll get into more of that in the next video.